I mean, it's a PR, so, but if I'm going to nitpick it, I would say one and two were really solid. 3, I need to be on it a little bit more. Felt very controlled 4 through 5. 6 was a little reachy. 7 through 9 were really good. 10 was a little reachy. I give myself like an A-.
Okay.
Like there's definitely room for improvement there.
The last hurdle, was there, do you still have your win going through that last hurdle?
What do you mean?
I mean, going through that last hurdle, were you just as strong as you were?
Yeah, I felt pretty strong. I wish I had. I reached a little bit for it, and I think I should have done a better job coming off of 9, so I wouldn't have had to reach at the end going into 10, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
But I did feel strong.
Do you feel like a veteran? It's only 3 years removed since NCAA's coming out of USC, but like, do you feel like a veteran?
Yes and no. You know, it's weird because people have always told me like, oh, you're so mature for your age, but I really feel like I wasn't mature until like 6 months ago. So in some ways, yes, I feel like a veteran because this is actually my 3rd Olympic trials. I came here when I was in high school, made it to the semi, didn't make the final and was heartbroken. Second time I was here in 21, I made the team, but I feel like I've come into myself a lot more. Like I have a better understanding, not only of the race and of track, but just of my body and what I can do and what my strengths are, and how to run this race in different ways. So I do feel like a veteran, but I don't know. I feel like every year as I keep training and growing in this event, I gain more and more tools. So I don't feel like I'm anywhere near my ceiling, if that makes sense. Running faster. You know, I don't want to put a time on it. I don't really, to be honest with you, I don't run for a specific time. I don't run with a time in mind. I run for execution. I run to do it the way that my coach wants me to do it, to do it the way that I believe I can do it. I want to be competitive. I mean, if I had to guess a time, 53 low, if not 52 will be the last one in. I don't want to be on that bubble, so I'm just going to run my hardest, clean up the things I need to clean up. I'm giving you kind of as I'm processing it in the moment, but I'm sure there are things my coach saw that I haven't picked up on yet, so I think it'll just take taking my coach's corrections and executing them tomorrow and just really being competitive, being in the moment and desire, if that makes sense.
So to that point, you know, I think that you matured a lot earlier than 6 months ago.
Thank you.
But I mean, but how much fun is it? How much joy is there in seeing the Anna that was here in 21 and this woman now that just showed us the best race, at least time-wise, of your life?
Oh my gosh, yeah. There's a lot more joy. I mean, I think that the nerves never go away. I think the second I come into a race and I'm not nervous at all, that'll be when it's time to hang it up, because I get nervous because I care. So I'm not at the point where I'm like, oh, whatever, another walk in the park. Like, no, I want this so bad. I want to execute it well so badly. So the nerves are always there, but it doesn't inhibit me anymore. If anything, I'm just excited about the opportunity to show what I've been doing and show that the work I've been putting in is meaningful. So yeah, I think woman is the best way to describe it. Even though I was like in my 20s when I made the team the first time, I in so many ways I feel like I was just a little girl, like with a big sparkly scrunchie, and I'm like, no, I've got my grown woman haircut. I'm here, okay? I don't know what the question was, but we're going with that answer.
What does it mean? You have yourself, there's of course Delila, and then I know Rachel Glenn is kind of in Arkansas, even Shamir, like in Arkansas in general. Like, what does it mean to have kind of all of you going into the final here?
I mean, it speaks to the kind of coaches that Chris and Boogie are. They know this event, they know what they're doing, they know how to pull the best out of their athletes. I think we're very, very fortunate in Arkansas. We've got great facilities, great support there. I made the move in October. It was kind of short notice, but it's been very welcoming being in Fayetteville. I'm very appreciative of it, and I think that, you know, we come to these meets, and there are, of course, people we haven't seen, but there's top-tier talent right there in Fayetteville. So if I'm having a bad day, I see the girls who I'm going to have to line up against, who I might be competing for a spot in a relay with, and I see them getting after it. So it just forces us all to constantly level up, and I think it keeps Chris and Boogie, you know, they're brothers, they're collaborators, but they're competitors too. So we're all out there working together, working hard, but there's always that competitive energy, and I think it's really, really positive. As you can see, 4 of us from the same, not just the same city, not just the same state, but the same university, the same track, are all going to be in this final. So it's a real testament to them.
Is there a routine